The Golden Hour. It's a blue sky, sunny day sort of afternoon when you head out to the meadow. Not the clear blue sky sort of afternoon, because there are swaths of cottony clouds drifting above on the westward wind. And it's not the bright hot sun sort of afternoon, because the light is only gentle, the air is only warm, and in short, everything feels just right. It was a long, peaceful walk to get here to the meadow, and you have finally arrived. You stand at the edge of your destination, staring out into the distance, and the sight makes your breath catch. Before you stretches a great expanse of sun-drenched land, a cheerfully babbling brook that sparkles when it catches the light. Tiny wildflowers of every color imaginable, dotting a sea of green grass tinged with gold. Everything is gold here. Everything is golden. In the distance, there are trees, a forest, and beyond that are mountains. But those are lands for another day. Today is yours, and the meadow is yours. And that is all the golden land you need. When photographers talk about the golden hour, they mean the sliver of time when the sun is just above the horizon, the moments after sunrise, or the moments before sunset, when the sky glows vibrant red and orange and yellow. But as you gaze out at the meadow, you think that this is your golden hour. Just a simple afternoon where the sun is past its peak and dipping downward on its arc through the sky. The world is bathed in soft gold and warmth so thick that you could drink it if you tried a little harder. But right now is not the time for trying hard. You've done enough of that earlier, this morning, yesterday, the day before, and before that too. You have earned this time of rest in the meadow. Right now, the meadow is yours, and you will move with lazy leisure as you please. Your motions are languid. The knots in your body melt away under the sun. You stretch out one of your hands to catch the light breeze. As it brushes past your fingertips, a dainty yellow butterfly alights briefly on your knuckle, leaving a shimmering of dust behind when it flutters away. You are welcome here in the meadow. You tread through the grass, heading nowhere in particular, soaking up the sun. You go on like this for a while, simply enjoying the silence of your brain as it takes in your surroundings. You walk in spiraling circles, in back and forth waves, in curving lines, and you are content to keep walking and walking and walking on until you cross paths with a fuzzy white dandelion. The dandelion is perfectly round, shivering ever so slightly as it's teased by a breeze that's not quite strong enough to blow its seeds away. You lower yourself down to sitting and take the flower in your hands. In one smooth movement, you pluck it from the ground, and with whisper-light fingers, you trace circles around the white orb of seeds. If you blew the dandelion head, You would scatter the seeds all around the meadow to be planted and grown into a new wave of dandelions. Such is the life-giving power of your breath. But you don't blow the dandelion because you have all the time in the world. Time enough to pull each wispy seed one by one, the way a young child might pluck the petals of a daisy. You close your fingers on a small bit of fuzz and ever so carefully tug it free of the dandelion. You release the seed and it spirals away, catching the light of the sun as it's carried by the breeze. For a moment, it shines golden. Then the dandelion seed becomes a speck and all but disappears. Another bit of fuzz between your fingers. Another seed released into the sky. Another. You feel your breathing growing lighter, as if the breeze is lifting you up the way it lifts the seeds themselves. Another bit of fuzz. That's the dull soreness from this morning's work. And when you release it, the ache in your feet, the tips of your toes, fade to nothing. You pull another bit of fuzz, and when you release it, the ache in your legs dissolve. And so on it goes, until you've let go of all the pains and aches that weigh heavy on your limbs. Your arms, your fingers, your neck, they relax, untangled. And you still have half a dandelion left, a half orb of white seeds. What remains of the dandelion is still round and pristine, holding its lovely shape. Take, pull, release. Another bit of fuzz floats away. That's one of your worries from today, vanishing into blue skies. You wrap up each of the things that chain you to the ground, pair them with a dandelion seed, and send them away. Your motions are rhythmic, and they put you in a dreamy haze as you pluck away the little bits of discomfort that remain. The slight spinning of your brain slows to something as sedate as the planet Earth itself, turning steady and unhurried beneath your feet. The bit of stale air in your lungs is exhaled with the last of the dandelion seeds. You lay the bare stem to rest in the meadow and reach out to pick up another. You do the same simple motions with this new dandelion. Take, pull, release. This time, you act for the pure, sheer joy of it. The rhythm of your moving hands is soothing. Your hands move slower with each released dandelion seed until they match the evenness of your slow breaths. As you take a wispy seed and pull, you inhale. As you release it to the air, you exhale until the seed is whisked away from your sight and the cycle starts anew. Inhale as you take and pull. Release. Exhale as you watch the seed dance away. Inhale. Take. Pull. Release. Exhale. Watch. Inhale. Release. Exhale. And so on it goes. Soon enough, the second dandelion is bare, and you lay this one to rest beside the first. There they are, your two dandelion stems nestled together in the grass. The grass looks soft and nice and inviting, and you sink down into it, stretching yourself out on the ground with your back to the earth. The grass feels as soft as it looks. It's pillowy and lovely, and you could very well sink into it, but the ground is solid beneath you and just firm enough to support your weight. You face the blue sky, watching the white clouds roll by. At first, you trace their hazy edges with your finger, but your arm soon falls to your side. You trace the shapes of the clouds with nothing but your half-open eyes, letting your mind run free across the canvas of the sky. Look there. That fleecy shape could be a soft rabbit. And as the wind molds the tufty cumulus clouds, pulling strands of them apart like unraveling sheep's wool, the rabbit elongates. Its ears stretch out, as does its neck. From its back sprouts wings, and the rabbit becomes a swan. The wind continues to sculpt the cloud, a transient artist at work. The swan's neck curls into its chest as if it's sleeping, or as if it's become the handle of a watering can, thinks your half-asleep brain. The fantastical shapes swim before your eyes. Next to the rabbit that became a swan, that perhaps became a watering can, there's a smaller, less extravagant cloud. It's a simple circle, or, if you look at it in 3 dimensions, a sphere, a cotton ball of a cloud. This cloud is slightly wispy, and it reminds you of the dandelions. The wind morphs the cloud into a spiraling whirl, like an abstract rendition of a star in broad daylight. As the spiraling star turns elliptic, you consider the cloud next to it. This one is even wispier than the last, like a downy bird's feather. The wind bends it into a question mark, or a seahorse. It's all up to you. The wind might be the artist, but it's you who will choose what the clouds mean to you. The clouds all move onwards. The wind blows west, and so do they, although they move even more slowly than you did when you were walking through the meadow. You find a few more shapes in the sky, animals and plants and objects alike. One cloud passes across the sun, bringing a few moments of cool shade. After a little while, the shapes stop coming. The clouds are all melting together into wide, sweeping masses of white. You try to find a shape that might suit this new formation, but all that comes to mind is a blanket, a warm blanket, comfortably weighted. You can almost feel it draping over you. Your half-shut eyelids feel heavier and heavier. Gently, they close all the way. The sun, shaded by the sweeping blanket of a cloud, glows red, orange, yellow warmth against your closed eyes. And now that your sight has fallen away, your other sleepy senses are heightening. You're keenly aware of the burbling, bubbling brook that weaves through the meadow. Crisp water flowing endlessly past slick stones. In your mind's eye, you can imagine the way it sparkles in the sunlight. The bits of flower petals and leaves and other things that spin on its surface. Perhaps some damselflies, all blue and needle-like, are flitting through the reeds at the brook's edge. Perhaps some wandering creature like yourself has paused to take a drink. When your eyes are closed, anything is possible. Your ears search for more. The brook fades away into the background ambiance of your mind. There is the peaceful rustling of grass as the breeze blows through it. That too joins the bubbling brook in the background of your awareness. Further still, there's the pleasant chirping of birds. There are no doubt birds aplenty in the forest that borders the meadow. Their songs are reminiscent of flutes or some exotic reed instrument, just soft enough that they could pass as a lullaby. Together, the trilling birds, the rustling grass, and the bubbling brook will help sing you to sleep. You have never felt more at ease than you do right now, lying right here, safe in the meadow. You breathe deeply, aware of how your chest and stomach rise and fall with each breath. When you next inhale, you notice all the different scents that fill your nose. The air is perfumed with the mossy wood scent of heather. It engulfs you, envelops you. You could very well be floating on a cloud of heather right now. When your eyes are closed, anything is possible. You catch more floral notes too. There's the distinctive aroma of lavender, the vanilla of honeysuckle, and other flowers you can't quite name. There's the soil too, and you can't describe that scent as anything but earthy. It's fresh and clean and sweet. The scent is nourishing, and it almost feels like you could live on nothing but air, if this is the sort of air you get to breathe. And the soil feels as nice as it smells. It's soft and cool against the palms of your hands. It doesn't cling or stick, but it's not dry or gritty either. The soil is somewhere in between, slightly damp and smooth as silk. The feel of the earth against your skin is the last thing you fully notice as you start to drift away. You only halfway notice the breeze ruffling your shirt against your chest. You just barely notice the warmth of the sun as it peeks out from behind the blanketing cloud, dousing the world in gold once more. Soon, the sun will sleep, after it reaches the photographer's golden hour and slips behind the horizon. But your golden hour has already passed, and so now is the time for you to sleep, here in this meadow of yours, where anything is possible when your eyes are closed.